Hey, friends. Well, we've been talking about dark times and light times, and we found this quote that we think is pretty pertinent to where a lot of us are right now. It's in the middle of history's darkest nights of pain, loss, and grief that the poets and the artists and the creatives show up to tend the broken places and offer their most important work. And so we wanted to let you know that we think the world needs your voice and ours too. Right, Jan?
Yes, yes, yes. We
In our
we need your
families,
voice. Yes.
your
Community.
family, our families, community, and beyond. Anyway, I'm Mary, and this is
Take
Jan
two.
Rooney.
Who
What's
are
your
we?
name over there?
Shit. I'm lost track. Today is Wednesday and it's not
It
Tuesday.
is.
So
I know
so
we
hello
we
Wednesday.
normally
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, folks.
we missed a
Really.
Tuesday, so what?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's what it is, right?
Yep.
But we were talking about, we're sort of on the subject. We aren't sort of. We are on the subject of creativity and what it does for
Mhm.
each of us, and bringing that in and knowing that our your life has a consequence. That everything you do has a ripple effect out into the world, whether it's impacting someone that's you work with, a family member, whatever. You have a ripple effect, and your energy does. And so when we bring that into our work lives, our family lives, we think about our teaching. Mary was a school teacher. I still teach dance. The podcast has an impact. The dancing, the writing, the creating art, her sculpting, her clay, the gardening, and connecting with people,
Yeah.
learning how to listen. Whew, that's a skill. But all of
Mm.
the energy impacts others. It impacts
Yeah.
others. Yeah.
Yep. And we have such a huge opportunity for that. There's so many times when we can really put out our energy for other people and
Yes.
improve our own energy by entering into the world and participating. And it's a huge
Hmm.
privilege we get to do this, isn't it?
Yes.
We
Oh
get
my
to
God.
be the
An opportunity, the privilege, the responsibility, all the things, all the things.
yeah. Yeah. It's an intrinsic thing that feeling of being called to do something, that your life is important and matters, and it's also leading to something important.
Yeah. Yeah. It really, even if you're feeling helpless and overwhelmed, you feel like you're in a dark time, it, you still matter. Your voice still matters. Your energy still matters. We need it. We need it. And it's
Hmm.
being that, having that awareness. I remember at the end of my marriage, damn, it was dark. I mean, whew. And not that other people could see it, but for me, it was dark. It felt
Hmm.
in the darks of the night. And I realized that I had an individual power, it was my responsibility to own my power and take action to make a change, which was huge for me
Hmm.
because I had not thought that way. I won't go into all the things, but my life pattern wasn't that
Yeah.
individual responsibility of taking action with being empowered. And so it's real. Each of us have that real responsibility in our as individuals, and I think that's important to create that community of. Does that make sense, Mary?
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
individual brings in the community,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Yeah. Huge responsibility. It's a little bit
Yeah.
scary when you think about it.
It
Yikes.
is. I know it's a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think it matters. You can feel the effects of those who don't take that responsibility, who aren't aware.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it affects you. And let's get honest. I mean, it's people around us, and it's it can be crazy, but it's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
But last week we talked about, I think it was last week, we talked about second story and
was it
about
last week?
how I think it was just
It
a
was
week
a
ago.
shit.
It was a week and
God.
a day ago,
Okay,
but
weekend today. It's
we
Wednesday.
talked about, yeah, we were talking about how who is our audience, and we realized it was people who feel themselves to be in entering or wanting to be in the second story of their lives, and maybe call it the second act. I was thinking about that, like act one. We did act one. That was great. That's over. Now turn the page. Act two.
Oh
Oh,
shit! I
but
think I'm on
just
Act Five. I don't know.
oh, definitely.
Whatever it is. It's the
Maybe
next
even
story.
just in just this week, maybe.
Yes. Oh my God!
Yeah,
Can we talk?
you've had a week.
Can we
Yeah.
talk?
Anyway, when the second story comes in, remember that as you evolve, you just have this tremendous individual power to create. But we're talking about creating light and a kind
Mm,
of a hope
yeah.
and energy and positivity in the world, and joy. And it's so much
Yes.
fun.
It is fun. It is fun. I Some things have just happened in the recent days with me, and I was bummed. It's like it was just a big bummer. I wanted to go see my son,
Mm.
and things didn't work out, and I am effing bummed about it. And I could sit in my pity party and let it take me, but I have to remember my responsibility that I have the power to choose my day.
Mhm.
And does joy create light, or does feeling sorry for myself create light? And I think we all know the answer to that
Mhm.
question. And it's not, and it's not that I'm not taking that lightly, because when you get bummed, but it's how long are we going to hang on to it? How long do we sit
Mhm.
in it?
Mhm.
And get what good is it doing for me today if I sit in it and I'm just a little shit, with myself, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to create more light. It's a choice, and it does take work, and it does take conscious effort, and
And it
sometimes
isn't
a little
always
uncomfortable.
easy.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. It's not. And I've had to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Damn it. I was like the party girl where I just didn't ever want to feel being uncomfortable, but that's not authentic light. So
Yeah.
it's the
Actually,
ambiguity of that
a
word,
really
that word.
cool that word, a really cool thing that I've been doing lately that relates to that is that the minute my feet hit the floor in the morning, that's kind of a wake up
Mm-hmm.
moment. And I'm thinking, what is it that I'm going to do today that's going to be joyful and
Mm.
positive? And that just kind of that's been a really cool change I just made in the last week. Started doing that. Anyway, kind of
Well,
relates.
it's funny because it's been probably a month or so. My feet haven't hit the floor yet, but my eyes open, and that inhaling and exhaling thing, and it's conscious, because I'm like, what am I waking up with?
Hmm.
I started thinking about that. What When I wake up, am I like, "Arr," or I'm like, ee,
E? That's a funny one.
Oh God.
Oh, I
So,
really like that quote from Tolstoy about light and bringing light. He said, "What if more light means nurturing a spark in others? And what if
mhm,
we did when we put our feet on the floor in the mornings, we thought that, what can I do today to bring more light to spark somebody else? Spark myself, but
I'm
other
like,
people." And
yeah,
just being aware of that power you hold, like even in just how you show up every day, how you get out of bed, how you choose to be, and it's your responsibility and how you create it.
I
Mine
agree.
too.
That idea of, it's not just about me. It's
Yeah.
not just about me being joyful, but what is my joy going to do for others, right? That
Hmm.
smile at the grocery store, or even just sitting in a red light and that awkward glance when you're looking.
You're not honking at the person in front of you. Get out! Come on, the light's about to turn green. Get going. That kind of joy.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Little. And so just it would challenge you to start that awareness. Just
Yeah,
that is your responsibility. So we don't take it lightly.
we do not.
So we were talking about this earlier, which I found it fascinating because we were on tracking on the same way Mary and I are, but about the inhale and exhale. And so
Hmm.
my goal is like more expansion in my diaphragm when I inhale and when I exhale. And Mary was added something to it, which I thought, "Oof, we have to talk about
Yeah,
this."
another thing I've been trying. I'm always messing around trying stuff. Let me see if this works. Let's see if it sticks, first of all. Can I do it more than one day? Jeez. I did put my feet on the floor and think creatively a couple of times already this week, so that's pretty good. Two
That is
times.
good. Yay, you.
You got to do it 21 times to make it a habit. Okay, I could do it. No, my new thing I've been trying with breathing in and breathing out. I mean, we've been learning from this guy named Brendan Burchard about this
Hmm.
release technique. And so when you breathe in and hold it for a moment, and then as you breathe out, you say the word release, release, release. Well, I tried doing that, but I was always like, what am I releasing? I have to think about that. So today, when I was doing the breathing in, I was thinking of specifically what is it I want more of in my day? So, what is that one
Yes.
word that I could say over and over? So, I want more grace. I want to give more grace. So, I'm really focusing on grace
Good.
and releasing frustration. Release it, release it. When you're doing a renovation of your home, there's plenty of frustration. So I can release that all the time.
I,
Woo.
I, I know it was really crazy because she started talking about that, and then I was in my therapy session last week, and my fabulous therapist charged me with something because I told her I wanted to let go of. I didn't want to be an angry person. I didn't want to be angry,
Hmm.
and she just looked at me and said, "So what are you going to replace that with?"
Oof,
Yeah,
nice.
it was quiet. I just stared at her and just
Let me think on that.
and and basically what she is challenging me with and what Mary is doing is that negative behavior or that thing that we want to let go of, we have to replace it with something. Our neural pathways have to be replaced
Hmm.
because we'll tend to go back to the same old thing. And so because
Yep.
that's what we know, it's where we that's the rut, that's what we've been going in. So we create that new road that we have to turn on and be aware and be responsible to make that left turn or right turn that we need to make to create
Yes.
what we want to replace it with. That inhale. So
Hmm.
as we're exhaling, what is it? What is that dynamic? So I was like, wow, we're on the same track. We're tracking, sis.
Mm.
We're tracking. It's kind of how the world is,
Nice.
right?
It is. It's funny.
I know. So we challenge you to think about what you want to exhale and how you want to inhale with your replacement. So
Hmm.
inhale and exhale and create
Nice.
a new neural pathway. Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Mary,
Create
we
light, create
yes.
joy. Mm.
Yes, yes, and we're closing shop. Wait, that sounded like we were stopping.
No, closing shop.
Closing out today. Just oh my God, help me, help me. Okay. No, we just want to thank you for your time again. Always, always.
Mhm.
We know how valuable your time is, and for you to take time to listen to us, to walk with us on our journey as we create this community of light makers. You know, we want to be light makers.
Ooh, light
Yay!
makers. I like
Yes.
it.
And we need your help as always to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things you know to do to keep this thing going. And although it's not
Yeah.
Tuesday,
Pretend.
thank you. Yes, pretend it's Tuesday, and we can always have our second story and do a take two.
Absolutely. Thanks.